Y'all, I had to take a long dramatic pause because who the fuck was she talking to? Hey beauties. Hey beauties, welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Brittany, your favorite blind Betty. And if you like what you see, please do not forget, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, okay? So you can know when I post. Today, we're trying something new. Okay, we're gonna try a little story time situation because it got real in Portugal. It went down in Portugal, y'all. So that's what today's video is going to be about. So first of all, ignore my background. I know it's noisy. It's rush hour right now. I live in a major city and I live right on the light rail tracks. So you will be hearing the train driving back and forth, honking obnoxiously periodically. It gets on my nerves, but whatever, right? So for those of you who do not know, I am blind / visually impaired, whatever you choose to say. I identify as both. I lost my sight to pseudotumor cerebri, also known as intracranial hypertension, IH for short, and I developed that condition because of my birth control. So that's relevant to the story. That's why I'm saying it. So those of you who came from my TikTok and my Instagram, you guys know that I recently took a trip out of the country to Portugal with some friends. My best friend has a coworker who has become really good friends with her, and she is a poet, and over in Europe is really popular to do like spoken word, but like put like a DJ behind it with the house music and stuff. It's not really my cup of tea, but I was there and I was about to enjoy myself. I didn't give a damn what they was playing because we was lit, okay? My bad. I had to go put some lip gloss on because these lips were looking real dry. But anyway, so we went to Portugal. We went to Algarve, Portugal. The name of the festival we went to was Deep in the Algarve. We stopped through Lisbon on the way. Had to do that. And also we stopped through Faro or Faro, however they pronounce it. So the girls that went on it, not even girls, the grown ass women that we went on this trip with, should we give them names? I don't really got time to be giving people names. So the one who is the poet, and she blew up over in Europe, and she's famous in Europe for her poetry. She's like she got kids that got kids. So she grown, okay? And then, so all of us were between the ages of like, I want to say like 50 and 30. Nobody was younger than 30, okay? Grown ass women, okay? Ignore my bra straps. I know I don't have on the proper bra for this shirt, but whatever. Hush phone, I'm talking. Anyway, so I just had the biggest brain fart. Hold on, wait, be right back. Okay, so my best friend has another best friend. They have been best friends since middle school. Me and my best friend, I can't keep saying my best friend. I'm gonna have to give her a name. Hold on, let me think. We're gonna name my best friend T because that's what the first letter of her first name starts with, T. And we gonna name her best friend Hater because that's what the fuck she is. She's a hater. Anyway, so T and Hater have been best friends since middle school. T and I have been best friends since I was 19, since I was 19. T, like, they're both older than me. They're both about 35. I'm 32. And so let's start from the beginning. The way I ended up on this trip with them is they had another young lady that was supposed to join, but you know how that go. Come to pay them dues, and your girl couldn't pay. So she had supposedly gotten a car accident, and instead of buying another sensible car with her money, she went out and bought a expensive ass car that she can't really afford and couldn't afford to pay the rest of her trip. So she got down to the last payment of $200, and she was like, T was like, I still need somebody to pay this part, because if nobody comes, then I'm gonna be out $400. So I was like, cool, I'll pay the rest, and boom, bada bang, we're gonna be in Portugal. And we did our flights and everything through T, because T works for the airlines. All of these girls work for the airlines except for Hater. Hater don't work for the airline. So we got like, our flights were like dirt cheap, because we were like flying on T's buddy passes and whatnot and so forth. So I ended up getting to come on the trip for mad cheap, right? I only spent about $500 to go to Portugal, okay? I was not finna pass that up, okay? So T comes through and scoops me up the day of, and then we go to the airport. And at the airport, we had to get COVID tested and all that there. Hater pulls up on us later on and meets us at the airport, because her COVID shit was already together. And so we decided to do ours in the airport, which I don't know why the hell we would do that, because we had to pay $250 for a COVID test. Excuse me? Excuse me? But yeah, we paid it. I feel like my lashes are coming off. If they are, ignore them, okay? I don't need none of y'all haters in the comments sneak dissing about my lashes. Whatever. Y'all act like I ain't never seen a bitch with her lashes falling off before. Anyway, so I feel like backstory to the backstory. Hater never really liked me, because when me and T first started becoming friends, we were like thick as thieves. We didn't do nothing without each other. We worked together. We hung out together after work. We spent the night at each other's house. Our boyfriends were brothers, like the whole nine. Like, me and T was like this, okay? And Hater got jealous because she felt like I stole her best friend from her. Keep that in mind. So Hater and I's relationship, like when we have to be in each other's company, we're cordial, we play nice or whatever. But it's still kind of like awkward. Also, Hater found out that she has the same eye condition as I do because of me. Because her symptoms were matching up with my symptoms, and she was like, let me go get checked to make sure that I don't have the same thing you do. And it turned out she did. So we kind of tolerated each other on the basis of that. Like, her being grateful for me having paved the way so that she could find her diagnosis, whatever. So she has a tendency to, I guess she looks at me like, okay, well, this could be me one day. Like, I could be blind as fuck one day. But my thing is, though, like, I feel like I'm doing a damn thing, honey. Like, don't look at me and give me pity. I hate sympathy. And that's the way she looked at me, she would always go out of her way to do stuff, which is not a problem. I don't mind people going out of their way, but they don't have to. And I keep telling her, like, you don't have to. Like, she's moving shit out the way. She's doing this. Oh, no, Brittany, let me do it. But there's a thin line between doing it to be nice because you want to be helpful and doing it because you feel like I can't. That's where we start having a problem, because I can. I'm very capable of doing things for myself. So with that being said, she pulls up on us at the airport or whatever. And here we go with the whole, like, every step I take is, oh, watch that. Oh, there's a little bump right there. Oh, but it's like, you don't have to do that because I carry a cane. I carry a white mobility cane. And that's what the cane is for. If it taps something, I know it's there. So I just tolerated that. I'm like, okay, I guess this is what I'm going to be dealing with this whole trip, right? So we are sitting in the airport. Our flight left out at like 10 at night. Y'all was eating M&Ms. And I can still feel like some of the peanuts in my teeth or whatever. But so yeah, so our flight left at 10 at night or whatever. So we pulled up we got to our gate at like 7:30 or somewhere in there. So we got some food and we're sitting down eating or whatever. And we're chit-chatting, talking, making small talk, trying to be cordial. But it's still awkward as hell. And we end up talking about, you know, being blind, and, you know, and she had a cousin that found out she had the same thing because she found out through me. So like, it was like a chain effect. Like, so many people ended up, like, the disease that I have is becoming so widespread that it's crazy. So we were talking about that, and she was like, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. Like, if I'm doing too much, let me know. And I was like, yeah, well, you really don't have to do much. Like, if I need help, I will let you know. Like, that was my way of saying, like, bitch, I don't need you to keep telling me about every little thing. Like, I will let you know when I need your help, if you want to help. And she was like, okay, cool. So we were cool. Like, I thought that was good. Like, she ain't take it personal or nothing. So I'm thinking, okay, we're good now. Like, we've got an understanding. You see me, I see you. No pun intended. So, we catch the flight. It was a 7-hour flight to Lisbon. And then from the flight, we had to catch a bullet train to Faro, which was a three hour train ride. And all this traveling we had to do, we were so tired by the time we got to Faro. And we booked a hotel for the night, and we just stayed in Faro for the night. And then the next morning we woke up and finished the rest of our trip to Algarve. So we get to the hotel or whatever, and like, we like to do little things for each other, like take turns paying for dinner, or I pay for the in Lisbon it was called Bolt, but which is their equivalent of Uber or Lyft. So like, I'll pay for the Bolt here, you pay for the Bolt there, you know, small stuff. So during our ride on the train, we were talking, and she goes, well, I personally, not trying to be rude or nothing, I have a problem with people going on trips and they didn't pay the full fare. And I was like, yeah, well, I was like, the first part was already paid. And she was like, well, I feel like if it was me and I was in charge of the trip, regardless of if it was already paid up by somebody else, I would have still made you pay the full price. And I was like, why? Like, it was already paid up. Like, so basically what you're telling me, she's like, oh, well, I would want for you to pay the whole fare, and then we'll take that money and put it towards something else, like food, gas, whatever it is that we need. And I was like, so basically you're telling me that you want me to make your trip cheaper and I pay the full price because somebody else paid my half? That don't make sense to me. Like, I feel like that's just petty or whatever. So we're going back and forth about that. Like, it wasn't like a aggressive or nothing. It was just like a conversation back and forth, and so she was like, yeah, well, that's just how I feel. And I was like, I guess, everybody's entitled to their feelings. And I'm thinking in my mind, like, well, bitch, I didn't pay the full price. It still got paid. And you better be glad I paid this much, or else you would have had to come out of pocket even more money, because you would have had to pay the rest of what that girl didn't pay, because y'all all had to stay in this house. So we get to Faro and we get to the hotel. We stayed the night in the hotel or whatever. And we were up talking all night, chit-chatting, laughing, kikiing. Like, we were good. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were good. We went out to dinner and everything. And then after the next day, we woke up and we finished the rest of our trip. We took we had a shuttle bus pick us up and take us to our resort. So we finally get to the resort, and this resort was so big, y'all. And like, we had to drag all these bags and stuff. We were tired. We've been traveling for basically 24 hours. We were so tired. And understandable, like, everybody was tired. So her bag didn't have wheels because it broke prior. She literally came from a trip from Cabo, got in her car, drove 4 hours from North Carolina to DC to catch a flight to Lisbon. So she didn't really get a rest. And then on the way, her bag broke, so she had to switch into a bag that didn't have wheels. So my bag had wheels. My suitcase was one of those suitcases where you can like pull it, you can push it, You can walk with it sideways beside you. It doesn't matter what direction you're going in. My suitcase will go. So I was like, well, here, put your bag on top of my suitcase and I can just push my suitcase. And she's like, no, 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 no. If I'm going to, put my bag on top of yours, I'll push both bags. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So, which was great for me because it is easier for me because I have to use my cane as well. So it was less trouble. I could focus on where I'm walking and make sure I'm not tripping over anything. So I always walked 5 steps in front of me, and Hater always walked 5 steps behind. And I would walk in the middle, and they would both kind of just like take turns making sure I'm good, which I greatly appreciated. Like, I loved them for that. So we get to the resort and we pull up and it's lit. Like, they dancing, you hear the music, and I'm like, okay, we lit. So these, like, people from London are like, most of the majority of the people that were there were not Portuguese. Like, the people who worked there in the resort were Portuguese and stuff, but like most of the people who came were traveling from like London, Scotland, England. Is London and England different? I think they are. Don't judge me. But okay, they're coming from the UK. And so they were so nice. Like, they saw us walk up, are you guys coming for the festival? And And they helped us carry our bags because they saw we were tired, we were dragging. It was really dragging because she has lots of things. Like, her feet are fucked up, her back is fucked up, her knees are fucked up. She has asthma. She's been a disabled child her whole life. She's been on disability her whole life. So with that being said, and also I guess to her, money ain't a thing because like her parents have always spoiled her. Her parents got money, as do mine. She's not the only one. And so she feels like to her, like, money ain't no thing, whatever. That is a negative. That's a nugget to think about. Money ain't no thing for her. Okay. So, we pull up at the hotel and like she's visibly tired. And we get to the front desk. We had to walk y'all, the front desk was so far. I swear it was so far. And we get to the front desk. We had to check in. We had to get our keys and stuff. And then we had to walk back where we came from to our villa. And the roads they weren't flat pavement. The roads were like gravel. Like, it's so hard to drag a bag across that. Her bag broke the first time we walked to the front desk, and we had to turn around and bring it back. And then her bag she never had a bag with wheels on it. I was the only one that had a bag with wheels on it. Like, we were struggling, y'all. We were struggling. And then we had to find our villa. And our villa was so hard to find because they didn't, like, it wasn't even in alphabetical order or nothing. Like, you would be walking down the road and then like it'll be Villa K over here, but Villa N next door. Like, it didn't even make sense. Like, we were like, what the hell? So we're like trying to find our villa, and finally somebody that worked there walked past us and they walked us right to our villa. We was like, thank God. Y'all, I just realized I'm horrible at the story time stuff. Y'all, give me a break. It's my first time. So rewind to, I'm gonna insert this clip wherever it needs to go, but rewind to when we were getting our room keys and going down to our room. Okay, I'm dragging my bag and we get to a flight of stairs while we're trying to find our villa. And at this point, we had separated our bags because she was like, I'm tired of pushing your bag. And I said, cool, it's my bag. It's my responsibility. I was just trying to help you out. But because we were going down a bunch of stairs and stuff, she didn't want to, have to carry all the bags. I was like, cool, understandable. So we get to this flight of stairs and I'm dragging my bag because I'm like, fuck it. It's got to get down the stairs some way. And we're all a bunch of women and we weak as fuck. And we're like, we have no men. And so I'm dragging my bag and she's like, no, wait, Brittany, let me do it before you hurt yourself. And I was like, girl, you're over here limping. Your feet are fucked up. Your knee is fucked up. Your back is fucked up because you old as fuck. And you gonna tell me I'm gonna hurt myself? I was like, nah, I'm good. I got it. She's like, no, let me get your bag. And I was like, no, I'm good. I got it. So I drag it by the handle down the stairs, like boom, boom, boom. Like, it was gonna get down the stairs, okay? So this lady walks up and she sees me dragging my bag and she sees I have a cane in my hand and she's like, oh, I can help you. And I was like, are you sure? She's like, yeah. And she brings my bag down the stairs. Now, Hater has a whole attitude because I didn't let her do it. And I let the other lady do it. But the reason why I didn't let you do it is because you already fucked up. She didn't want me to do it because I'm fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, ain't shit we could do about it. So just let me do what I got to do. So now she got a whole attitude because I didn't let her help me drag my bag down the stairs, right? And this is the part. This is the part where like it started tipping. She started tipping the iceberg a little bit, bitch. She's like, we're walking and I'm pushing my bag by the handle and I didn't realize. And she goes, and you bent your handle on your bag. That's why you should have let me carry the bag down the stairs. And then she walks off. I was like, bitch, I know you lying. All right, now back. Resume back to the other part. So we pull up at the villa. Now it's like, so in Portugal, they're like 7 hours ahead. So now it's like 7, 8 o'clock their time. So we're like, okay, so we're trying like, we're like, where are we gonna eat? Da, 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 da. Everybody's looking at the rooms, figuring out what room they're gonna stay in. And another girl was supposed to stay with us, but they had a girl that got put out of the room. So she ended up staying in a room with some of the other girls. So we were like, okay, cool. So it ended up just being just us three in our villa. It was supposed to be 4. So there was 2 separate beds, and then there was one full-size bed. In Portugal, they live a very minimalist lifestyle. Like, everything there is so tiny. Like, to them, a full-size bed is like a king. You know, like, twin-size beds are like fulls to them. So, like, whatever. So we go in there, and me and T, we're like, okay, well, we're going to stay in this room, and we'll sleep together in the bed. Y'all, I slipped up and said her name. Because Hater had a problem with sleeping in the bed with other people. So she didn't want to sleep in the bed with me. Cool. So me and T was like, cool. We're cool with sleeping in bed. We've slept in the same bed together on trips several times. Like, we ain't got no problem. So Hater goes in the living room and she sits on the couch. And she has headphones in her ears and she's ignoring us, right? And we're like, okay, maybe she's just tired, you know, like she has the back problem and, you know, she's in pain. We understand how people get when they're in pain. So we're like, okay, whatever. So we're over there. Me and T are like exploring the house, all excited and stuff, you know. And T and I are standing in front of her discussing what we're gonna do for dinner. We're like, well, there was like a pizzeria and a grocery store on the resort. So we were like, well, let's just walk down to the pizzeria and get some pizza or whatever. So I was like, all right, cool. And we look over at Hater, and Hater is like sitting there in her phone, on the phone talking. First of all, pause the story. The whole time we were there, the whole time we were like on the plane, on the train, she was on the phone with her jailbird ass boyfriend. That Negro is in jail. Like, girl, hang up the phone and be in the moment, please. The fuck? Like, you over here, like, on the phone with Boo Loving with this jailbird the whole time. Please, like, anyway, so we look over. She's on the phone with jailbird, ignoring the fuck out of us. And we're looking at each other like, I know she hear us. Like, we know she hear us. And so we was like, well, so T was like, we're going to find something to eat. What you finna do? And she was like, my bad, my boo is texting me. But we're like, what you finna do? And she's like, I'm finna order me something to eat. Because out there they had Bolt and Bolt Eats, just like we have Uber and Uber Eats. For them, it's called Bolt. So she's like, I'm about to order something off Bolt Eats. And we were like, okay. And we let that slide because we're like, okay, she's tired. Her back is fucked up. Given, we understand. So we walk over there to the pizzeria and get us some pizza. And we come back. And when we come back, we look and she ordered pizza. We literally just went to the pizzeria. You could have just said, okay, y'all, so I had to come in my beauty room because it was getting too wild and crazy out there. So where'd I leave off at? Okay, so we was like, you could have just told us to bring you back something from the pizzeria. Like, you being weird. You know what I'm saying? You being real weird. So we're like, all right, whatever. So we sit down and eat or whatever. And then we decide we're going to pull up on our other homegirls. They just got it checked in, you know what I'm saying? in their room. So we was like, we better pull up on them, you know? So we look, and she's still over there sitting in the corner pouting with an attitude. We like, we finna pull up on the other girls. You trying to roll? Like, you trying to come? Oh, this what Hater said. Oh, no, I'm finna go down to the beach. Mind you, it's like 9, 10 o'clock at night at this time. We're in another country. And the beach was far. Like, the resort was really, really big. So, like, the beach was just far. So we were like, you finna walk all the way to the beach at 10 o'clock at night in Portugal alone. And she was like, yep, that's exactly what I'm finna do. And she said it just like that. We was like, okay, whatever. So then T's like, well, before you go do that, you need to walk with us down to the front desk, because we had to get like our passes and stuff for the festival, because like every day during the festival we had to wear the pass around our neck and our bracelets so that they can identify us or whatever. So we go down to the front desk to get our passes and stuff, and the whole time she's standing there with an attitude like, I'm already ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go home. Like the whole time. And we like, what the hell is going on with her? Y'all, my lash. Anyway, I'm finna take them off after this anyway. So we get our passes, and like as soon as the lady hands her pass, she snatches it and she's like, all right, I'm out. Bye. Like literally it was like, hand her the pass. I'm gone. Bye. We was like, what the fuck is wrong with her? Like now at this point we're like, she on her. Girl, we literally just got here. It's the first night of the trip and you tripping already. Like, come on, bro. Like, we're in Portugal. Why can't we just have a good fucking time? Like, you can't never go nowhere with a group of bitches and have a good time. So we like, all right, whatever. So she go down to the beach or whatever. We stayed, parlayed with the girls, you know what I'm saying? We was like, fuck, we ain't even worried about all that. So we almost got into a little scuffle with somebody about wearing our masks, because they was mad. They was like, what y'all got masks on for? We almost had to turn up on them, but it didn't go down. Like, they chilled out real quick when they seen that we was deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't want nothing. So we was out until like 12, 1 in the morning. We finally come back or whatever. And when we come back, she in her bedroom with the door locked. Because mind you, now that's her bedroom, because the other girl decided to stay with the other girls. So it was a free, like, she was in the room by herself. And so we was like, whatever. We was like, maybe by the time we wake up in the morning, she'll be cool. You know what I'm saying? Maybe by the time, maybe she's just tired, you know, let her sleep it off, you know? So boom, we go to bed, wake up the next morning. We got up at like 10, 11 o'clock their time, which was like probably like 4 or 5 in the morning our time. So we get up, get dressed, get cute, put on our little outfits or whatever, and we in the kitchen fixing us some breakfast, right? Because we had went down to the grocery store to get some groceries. And so, well, we went to the grocery store first, came back, and then cooked something to eat. And so we're in the kitchen cooking something to eat. She comes out the room, walks straight past, don't say good morning, nothing. Just walks straight into the bathroom and shuts the door. And we're like, all right, what? Like, it was like one of those moments where like you look at each other and you feel the vibe. And then we both like, we were talking to each other kinetically, you know what I'm saying? Like, we was reading each other's mind, and we both was like, we ain't even gonna worry about it. Like, just keep it pushing, sis. So we keep making our breakfast or whatever, doing whatever in the kitchen. We setting up, we pouring liquor in our bottles, because we finna go hit them streets, the Portugal streets, okay? So we start pouring up the liquor and stuff, getting ready, getting our little beach bags ready and stuff. And we hear the bathroom door swing open. And she's like, T. Okay, wait. I skipped the part, y'all. My bad. Rewind. We in the kitchen pouring up the liquor, finna hit the Portugal streets. And they have a gas stove in the kitchen, right? And I guess the gas thingy that lights, the pilot The pilot, I did not know what that thing was called. It's in the kitchen behind the wall. So any hot water, any fire, anything that comes from the house that needs to be heated, the pilot heats it, and the pilot is in the kitchen, okay? So she was in the bathroom trying to turn on the hot water. And we're in the kitchen and we keep hearing the pilot go, you know how like a flame sounds? And we're like, is the stove on? And I'm thinking it's me because, you know, I can't really see that well. So I'm like, and like sometimes, you know, y'all, this badunkadunk, this booty, it got a mind of its own, honey. Like, I be bumping up against the stove all the time. And next thing you know, the stove eye is on, you know? So I'm like, did I cut the stove on by accident? She's like, nah, I don't see a flame. I'm looking. She's like, we looking all around the stove. We walking around the kitchen looking like, why do we hear fire? Because we're concerned now, because we're like, we don't need no mishaps while we in this house, you know what I'm saying? Because we ain't trying to have to pay for nothing. So she swings the bathroom door open and she's like, T, first of all, if you want something from me, when you come out that bathroom, you better have the sweetest voice. She came out there aggressive as hell, like, T, who the fuck she talking to? Who is she talking to? So T goes in there. She's like, yeah, what's up? Y'all, I keep skipping parts. Rewind it back. She swung the door open and she's like, T. And then she goes, how do you cut the hot water on in the bathroom? And all of these things happen like at the same time, but I have to explain them separate. But imagine that all of this happened in a span of 5 seconds, okay? So she goes, T, how do you cut the hot water on in the bathroom? T starts walking to the bathroom to help her. And I'm like, oh, T, girl, that was her turning on the hot water in the kitchen. But at the same time, I was saying that, she's like, I said T. Y'all, I had to take a long dramatic pause because who the fuck was she talking to? So I stopped like, I know you like, I know who the fuck does she think she's talking to? Like, I told y'all before, she one of them people who think disabled people are helpless and they can't do shit for themselves, and she felt like she could talk to me any kind of way she wanted to, which is hence that conversation we had in the airport. And I was like, hey, yo, you can chill on that. Like, I'll let you know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, who in the is she talking to? Because I know she's not talking to me. Not Brittany Nicole. I know she's not. So T finished helping her in the bathroom. She comes out and I'm like pacing in the kitchen back and forth, pacing like this bitch got me fucked up. Like, I'm like, Brittany, calm down. Like, my hands were shaking and everything. And T's like, calm down, just calm down. Like, it's cool. She was like, I know she tripping. She's like, let's just enjoy ourselves. I was like, all right, whatever. I finished making my food. Y'all, I couldn't even eat the food because I was so mad. So she's still in the shower. All this is going on. T's trying to calm me down. I called my boyfriend. He didn't answer the phone. So I get up and I come outside and I call my girls, okay? I call my other homegirls and I'm like, y'all, and all of them are blind. So I get in a group chat and I FaceTime them and I'm like, y'all, I need to vent. So I'm only one of them answer because, like, mind you, it's 10 o'clock our time, but it's like 6 o'clock in the morning their time, whatever the case. And so one answers, my homegirl, we can call her B. B answers the phone. And I'm like, B, bitch, I need to vent. And she's like, all right, shoot, like, what's up? Like, so I'm telling her, like, what happened. I'm like, okay, so boom, you know what I'm saying? She has the same condition as me. She should understand that she could be disabled like me one day, and you don't just treat disabled people any kind of way because you feel like they're helpless. And I'm like, you know, she been real disrespectful, like slick slash saying little slick shit. And I was like, she got upset with me because, you know what I'm saying, I drug my suitcase down the stairs and bent up the handle, and she was mad because I wouldn't let her do it. Like, I ran down the whole story to her, and she was like, damn, like, well, what could it be? Like, why you think she's, like, tripping? And she was like, do you think it's jealousy? She's like, do you think maybe she got jealous because she seen you and T is, like, buddy, and y'all staying in the same room, in the same bed together, and y'all been hanging out, and she feels left out? And I was like, honestly, that I really did feel like that's what it was, but she was excluding herself on purpose at this point. Like, she wanted attention from us. So she thought that by doing dangerous shit, like going to the beach by herself and not talking and giving everybody the cold shoulder, we were supposed to be like, oh, hater, what's wrong? Hater, please come hang. No, bitch. We were like, fuck you, bitch. If that's how you want to be, then that's how you gonna be. So me and Brie on the phone talking. And all that shit, I'm saying all this shit, and I told her about how me and her back in the day didn't really like each other because, you know, she felt like I stole tea from her and shit like that. So the roof of the villa had the rooftop had like a deck where you could sit on the roof at the table. And I was on top of the roof, leaning over the wall, just looking over the sights, talking to Bree, trying to calm down. Because, again, my man was still asleep. It was so early in the morning, he answered the phone. Usually, I call him to get me off that motherfucking ledge, okay? Because I was ready to whip ass, okay? I was ready to beat ass, okay? So, I'm leaning over the ledge, and next thing I hear is Hater standing behind me. She's on the top of the steps, and I'm over by, like, the steps are here, and I'm over here leaning over the ledge, right? And so I turn around, I hear Hater go, Brittany, is there something that we need to talk about? Because you act like I don't hear you downstairs talking about me. First of all, let me tell y'all something. The walls in this villa were so thin, and the rooftop was right over her room. So you can literally hear everything. You can even hear the neighbors across the street talking. So I whip around and I was like, oh, Brie, I'm gonna call you right back because it's finna go down. Click. I hang up the phone. Okay. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, oh, now you want to talk. I was like, you didn't want to talk before when we kept asking if you trying to chill with us, or if we kept asking you what the fuck is up. Because we definitely was like, what's up with you? We asked 2 times. And after that, we was like, fuck it, we're not asking no more. I was like, now all of a sudden you want to fucking talk? I was like, yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah, let's talk about it. So I'm like, who the fuck you thought you was talking to? And she was like, I don't know what you're talking about. What did I say? And I was like, when we was in the kitchen, I was in the kitchen, you was in the bathroom, and you talking about something, you was talking to T. Bitch, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? And she's all, I don't remember saying that. And like, she's like, I don't even know where in the house you were. I don't give a fuck where in the house I was. Who were you talking to? That's all I want to know. Who the fuck were you talking to? So I'm going off on her. I'm like, you think this blind shit is sweet? I was like, don't get your ass whooped, okay? I'll turn into Daredevil on your ass real fucking quick. I was like, do not get it twisted, baby. Because I could hold mines down, okay? I turns up. Don't play with me. So she's like, I don't even know what you're talking about, Brittany. Da, da, da. And she keeps talking about irrelevant shit. She keeps dancing around what she said. And I'm like, you know what you said. We all heard it. Even T heard it. So say it one more time for me. And so she was standing on the top of the stairs, right? And I was like, if this bitch try to get buck, I'm going to kick her ass down these fucking stairs. The bitch had the nerve to come out there with a towel on too. Bitch, your naked ass will be looking real dumb at the bottom of them stairs when that towel fall off when I kick your ass. Like, bro, I was really ready to turn up on her fucking ass. Y'all, I'm getting upset just thinking about it. Like, woosah. Woosah, 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 woosah. Okay, so T hears this arguing in the house, and she come outside, she come upstairs, she's like, oh, nah, Hater, you not finna be up here arguing with her. She was like, you wrong. She's like, you've had an attitude since we got here. You know you tripping. Go the fuck back in the house. Go the fuck back in the house. And she was like, nah, T, because I didn't even do nothing. She was like, I can't just be quiet. I can't just be quiet. I can't just be to myself. And me and T both were like, nigga, no. Because let me tell y'all something about Hater. Hater never shuts the fuck up. She is always talking. She don't never shut up. There's never a quiet moment with her. So it's evident that you have a problem. Be the grown-up that you are and say what is wrong, so we can rectify it and move the fuck on. I hate it when people drag shit out. So, excuse me, y'all. I just finished eating dinner. Anyway, so that happened. T's like, yo, you tripping? Leave her alone. Go back in the house. So she storms back in the house or whatever, and I'm still on the rooftop walking back and forth, pacing back and forth, like trying to calm myself down. So After that shit happened, me and T were like, okay, I'm calm. We go back in the house, we eat breakfast, and then we go to the beach. Okay. So we go to the beach. I forget all about it. We're having a good time. Of course, she didn't come to the beach. So when we went to the beach, actually, T took her ass in the room because I was not finna go in the room and say shit to that bitch. But at that point, like after we ate breakfast, I was good. Like I was like, all right, cool, it's over. I cussed her out. I got it off my chest. It's over. Cause she did apologize. She's like, well, if I did say that, I apologize. I said, all right, boop. Conversation over. Goodbye. You can go. But she still want to keep arguing. And then that's when T came out. So this story is kind of all over the place. I'm sorry, y'all. But so me and T go down to the beach. We get lit like we had planned to do in the first place. Y'all, why I keep forgetting part of the story? Rewind. We eat our breakfast and I'm cool now, right? T takes her ass in the room and she goes, yeah, so we finna go down to the little pool beach party shit that they having. Cause like the beach and the pool was like right beside each other. She said, we finna go down to the little pool / beach party shit. Like, you coming? She was like, nah. She was like, I'm finna go to this restaurant uptown and then I'm gonna come to the beach later. It's gonna be a whole vibe. That's literally what she said. I'm gonna go down to the restaurant and then go to the beach later. It's gonna be a vibe. Like trying to say like our shit wasn't gonna be a vibe. And we was like, all right, bitch. Like ain't no problem, because we didn't want to bring your stank, funky ass attitude with us anyway. So we go to the pool party at this point. Now we go to the pool party. And we turn up, we get lit. We have an amazing time. The other girls that were with us, they're like, yeah, we heard y'all arguing. Y'all, that's how thin the walls were. They were like, so the grocery store was across the street from us. They went to the grocery store to pick up groceries for themselves. And our villa was literally like the grocery store was here, our villa was here. So like, and there was some trees in between. So like they were like, yeah, we heard y'all arguing, and they was like, we was gonna come over there and see what was up. They was like, because they know T and they know me better than they know Hater. So they was like, we was finna come over there, but then we decided, like, you know what I'm saying? No, they're grown-ups. Let them work out their own issues. We're not going to intervene because then it'll get too crazy. So they said they would, they were like, but we did definitely stand there in the middle of the street and listen to the whole argument until it was over. We definitely did, just to make sure y'all was good. We was like, period. And that's our period. So we come back from the pool party, the beach / pool party, whatever. And we come in the house and we're like, oh, she not here. And then we was like, she did say she was going to go down to the little restaurant jump. But Tierra was like, no, let me go in the room and check and make sure nothing happened. Like, because we're somewhere by ourselves and we left her alone. But honestly, the bitch wanted to be alone. I know you're not supposed to leave nobody alone, but I wasn't finna chase that bitch around. I wasn't finna do it, y'all. So I keep trying to fix these damn lights. I'm gonna have to take these things off. Y'all, I am so mad. I accidentally deleted a whole clip while I was sitting here recording. Editing. So I guess I'm gonna have to tell y'all the rest of the story here from my couch, okay? So we left off at so we got back home from the beach party. And T's like, let me go in here. We were like, oh, okay, she's gone. She must have went out somewhere. But T was like, let me go in here and check and make sure, because, we left her, by herself. Let's make sure she didn't get kidnapped. Let's see if there's any evidence in the room that she got snatched up or something. So she go in the room. That bitch packed her shit and left. She left the whole country and went back to the United States. Which I really didn't mind, because we enjoyed ourselves immensely the rest of the trip, okay? Because we didn't need no negative energy. Carry her ass back to the U.S., okay? She left her lanyard and her bracelet hanging on the wall. Like, it was so dramatic, y'all. Like, girl. Like, really tried to cause a scene and shit. And then, so whole time, she wanted T to switch her buddy pass so that she can get back home free, because we flew free with T, right? And T was like, nah, bro. She's like, because if I change your buddy pass, I'm going to have to change Britt's too. And I'm not doing that. She's like, nobody told you to leave. You have a funky attitude. All you had to do was get your attitude together and we would have been all right. So she had to spend money to go back home. And that was like a $2,000 flight. Like, that shit was not cheap. And that's what I meant when I was like, money ain't nothing to her. Like, she just wastes money at the drop of a dime for no reason. Like, me, like, I was born with a silver spoon. I was privileged, but I would never waste money like that. So she took her funky ass back to the United States or whatever. And we enjoyed the rest of our trip. And then, like, this bitch with her weird fucking ass. Like, she, me and T were sitting at a table one night and we were eating. It was like the next night after we realized she was gone. And T's like, oh my God, bitch. She was like, she deleted me off Facebook. And I was like, damn, like, it was that serious? Because, like, her and T been best friends since, like, middle school. So I was like, damn, like, it was that serious. And then, like, lo and behold, I go check my Facebook and she deleted me too. And I was like, whatever, I ain't even tripping off that. Like, I don't care. Like, whatever. I didn't really fuck with her like that anyway. Like, she was just on my Facebook just to be on my Facebook. And so, um, what was weird was she deleted me and T, but she was on the other girls that were on the trip with us page, commenting under their pictures and videos of them at the beach in Portugal and shit. Like, oh my God, that looks like a blast. You guys had so much fun. You guys look so cute. Ah. But you deleted me and T though. Like, bitch, you're weird. Like, you're fucking weird. Like, girl, get a life, okay? So, but that light rail be real disrespectful. Yo, that light rail be on my fucking nerve. Anyway, so I like literally live right on light rail tracks, like I said before. So moving on. That is the end of my story time. Comment down below. Let me know if you guys want more story times. Comment and let me know if you enjoyed this story time. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. I said that already. And follow me on my other social media. It'll be linked down in the description box. And I'll talk to you guys later.